My name is Ed Skyknight, and today I'm going to be playing a special game right now. I'm going to be playing, okay, it's not a game exactly, but in case you guys don't know about this, this is called the Pottermore quiz, or the sorting hat. There's lots of quizzes in this. In case you don't get it, the name Pottermore means that this is a Harry Potter-based quiz. Which allows you to determine which house you're from. I've been asked to do this a long time ago by a friend of mine. I've yet to do this because I didn't have an account at the time, and I forgot to. By the time I made the account, which was a few months ago, I think, I forgot to do the whole email verification thing. So I just decided screw it. Now though, I understand that you can actually do this on the iPad, which was the reason why I decided not to do it the last time I tried it, was because I wanted to do it with you guys, seeing how it goes. As you can see, I'm using an iPad for the quiz, and well, I can't wait to see what kind of house I'm in. I'm also going to be doing the Patronus and the wand quiz. I think there's another quiz too, it tells you what other house you're in. I don't really know much about it though. Like, I've only seen the movies, and I don't really read the books all that much. Forgive me for saying that to any of the book fans out there. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this started. It says here to answer truthfully after all, the hat's decision is final. That is true. Dawn or dusk? I assume this means which I prefer, in which case I prefer dawn because, let's be honest, when the sun comes up, that looks amazing. Alright, which of the following would you most like to study? Centaurs, goblins, oof, don't want to study goblins now, come on. Merpeople, ghosts, vampires, werewolves, or trolls? Troll! Troll in the dungeon! Thought you all like to know. Okay, but real talk right now, I think I'd want to go with perhaps werewolves, just because werewolves are pretty cool. A muggle confronts you and says that they are sure you are a witch or a wizard. Do you ask what makes them think so? That wouldn't be a bad idea, but let's go ahead and see the other choices first. Agree and ask whether they'd like a free sample of a jinx. That sounds like a Slytherin answer. I'm not gonna lie. Agree and walk away, leaving them to wonder whether you are bluffing. Would they be wondering that though? Tell them that you are worried about their mental health and offer to call a doctor. Why isn't the choice just to erase their memories of them thinking that? I mean, wizards and witches do that, don't they? They have a spell for that kind of thing? Or am I just crazy? Alright, I think I'm gonna go with this one. Tell them tell them that you are worried about their mental health. Because, first off, I would be pretty inconspicuous about whether or not I'd have magic. I mean, come on. I mean, first off, why would the person even think that I'd have magic? And second off, why, like, would the person even be alright to think about confronting me about that if I was a witch or a wizard? Imagine if a muggle, muggles, by the way, are just normal people who don't use magic in Harry Potter. Imagine if a normal person came up to an evil wizard or a witch. That person would be totally stupid to even think to ask that person that, because chances are if they were, then, well, they're gonna get killed after that. Because If that person was bad, well, it's kind of obvious, right? That's like basically trying to ask a person if they're a murderer when they are. Because if they know that you found out, that you know of this, well then, look out. You're gonna be dead. You're gonna be dead. So obviously they wouldn't be exactly the smartest and most mentally healthy person to think to even think to do that. Which would you rather be? Envied, imitated, trusted, praised, liked, or feared? Um, I don't really think anybody has any reason to be jealous of me. Uh, I'd like to be trusted. Imitated is a funny thing, but I don't think people. I'd like it if people would be imitated or feared of me. Praised, not so much. Believe it or not, I don't really like it all that much when a person praises me, at least face to face, because it makes me kind of feel uncomfortable. I know this is a bit of a weird thing to say since I'm a YouTuber, but okay, it's different when I'm talking to a person online. When it's online, I'm not seeing them when they're saying this, and they're not seeing me. So it doesn't make me as shy when that happens. Like, say for example, I'm in front of a crowd. I'm gonna be more shy with that. It's gonna make me feel a little more nervous because chances are I'll say something stupid. But in a recording, I'm probably gonna just crop that out. You know, you get that? Um, I would like to be liked, but you know what? I much rather be known as trusted, because in a world like this, it's important to be trusted. You you have a friend that wants to tell you a secret, but he doesn't know if he should or not. You really should let that person know that you can be trusted, and if that's the case. What kind of instrument most pleases your ear? The violin, the trumpet, the piano, or the drum? Piano all the way. I love the sound of piano, whether it's Beethoven, whether it's Smash Mouth. If anybody out there can play Smash Mouth on the piano, who am I kidding? There's lots of people who can do that. I've seen one person do it with a $1 piano. Given the choice, would you rather invent a potion that would guarantee you love, glory, wisdom, or power? Okay, here's a good, this is a good one. This one's a little easier in my opinion. Love, that doesn't sound like a good idea. Now, alright, uh, I don't, now as much as I'd love to, love, uh, love to, have someone, like, fall in love with me, I don't want them to fall in love with me through a potion, because essentially that'd be against their will. Like say for example, you like a girl, but secretly she can't stand you. You basically be forcing her to love you, and she's not gonna be able to love the person that she actually likes. And in a way, that's kind of like slavery in some ways. That's not a good thing. I'd much rather have a real loving relationship with a girl that I like. I wouldn't want that person to think, oh, I wouldn't want that person to like fall madly in love with me because of a potion I made. That'd be very bad. Glory, I mean, glory sounds all right, but I mean, I don't know. I think I'd much rather have wisdom. Wisdom is important in any situation. It's better than having power. I'd much rather be wise because, alright, now you guys probably don't know this, but there's a huge difference between wisdom and intelligence. No, I'm not talking about stat wise or video game wise. I mean, there's actually a difference. Intelligence, you have that intelligence. You know what to do. You are smart on your own. You're not giving any of the intelligence to that person. But if you're wise, you're providing intelligence for someone else. You're like a teacher to that person, which is way more important in a situation like that. So I think I'd pick wisdom. If you were attending Hogwarts, which pet would you choose to take with you? Oh, I already came up with the answer for this one. And I know that this is an answer. I would pick the snowy owl. Same owl that Harry Potter had. I mean, it's cute. I love owls. I love birds in general. And birds are like a very good companion. I mean, they're probably not the easiest to clean after, but much rather have an owl, because then I can have it send a message for me. Toads, I'm not the biggest fans of amphibians. I like reptiles, but I don't like amphibians. Lizards, they don't freak me out. Frogs, however, they're a little bit gross. I'm sorry, but not exactly a pet that I'd want to have. Not the most essential kind of pet. And a cat, I love cats. I love dogs. I love cats. I love it. I'm not picky about any kind of normal pet except for tarantulas, because they could all go ahead and die in a ditch. But I think an owl would be the most appropriate and most like the most convenient choice. Cats, they're cute, they're lovable, but they're not all that playful, depending on how you raise them. So yeah, I'd much rather pick the snowy owl. Left or right? This is like which hand I use. Right, I guess. If anything else, right. Hufflepuff! Oh my god! I always thought I would make a Hufflepuff. Like, I legit was worried whether or not I'd make Slytherin because a friend of mine showed me that she was a Slytherin, and that caught me off guard because I never thought that she would be. But so I was worried that if that was the case, I'd be a Slytherin too, or like Harry Potter would say, not Slytherin, not Slytherin. But I'm actually happy that I'm Hufflepuff. Wow, okay. While it's not as well known as Slytherin or Gryffindor, Hufflepuff is actually kind of cool because, well, you got the people who are like loyal and kind. They're like good people. Not to mention the fact that, well, if you guys remember one of the movies, Goblet of Fire, one of the characters, he sacrificed himself for Harry Potter's life. That guy was a good friend of Harry Potter. He was a very good fella. And yeah, I really thought that guy was awesome. So yeah, I'm a Hufflepuff. Alright, I have 12 minutes left. I still have 12 minutes, I mean, no, not 12 minutes left. I've done 12 minutes so far in the recording, but I think I'll go a little bit more. I think this time I'm going to choose Patronus. I'm very curious on what my Patronus is going to be. In case you guys don't know, I actually keep forgetting what a Patronus is myself. Oh, wait, it says here that it's much better with headphones. Just gotta put this on. Alright, the Patronus is a kind of positive force, a projection of the very things that the Dementor feeds upon. Hope, happiness, and the will to survive. Wait, isn't that supposed to be what protects you from that? I don't... Oh, there we go. Huh, that actually sounds very nice. You can only discover your Patronus once the questions are timed. Go with your instincts. Ooh, timed questions? That's gonna suck. Relax, think of your happiest memory. Look at this. I love how much work they put into this Patronus one. This Patronus quiz is actually really nice. Shine, glitter, glow. Glow. Hey, I always liked glowy things. Glow in the dark, glow sticks, glow worms. No, I don't really like glow worms. Smooth is always something that I appreciate. Like, rough isn't exactly the best thing. I like the feeling of something that's smooth, whether it's like a table or maybe a shell. Lead, save, escape. Lead, save, escape, not lead. Ooh, sit. Crap! You must answer quickly, think of your happiest thought, and try again. Wait, I have to start over? Play, prowl, cream. Play. So I gotta answer very fast, otherwise I can't exactly put up the thoughts. That's gonna suck. I think that was just my Patronus starting to materialize. I'm kind of hoping that my Patronus is going to be like a wolf or something. Forever sometimes. Forever, I guess? Crap, I should have thought that more. I should have thought of that more. I think I would much rather go for sometimes if that was the case. Hope. When in doubt, you should always go with hope. That's something that I use every day. I use that word almost every day. Touch and drag and release your Patronus. Oh, oh, a gray squirrel. Oh, that's cute, but that's kind of disappointing. I was kind of hoping for like a wolf or something. Aw. You know what? I'll accept it. Gray squirrel is not too bad. All right, I'll accept it. My Patronus is a gray squirrel. Uh, still got 15 minutes, so all right. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and discover my wand. Can't wait to see how this goes. To ensure we find the perfect wand for you, it's very important that you answer the following questions honestly. First of all, would you describe yourself as of average height, tall, or short? Believe it or not, the average height for males are 5'9", which is kind of crazy because most guys that I've seen are above that height. And I'm actually close to a 6 feet almost. So I'm actually pretty tall for an adult male. And your eyes? Dark brown. I've actually asked this to a friend once. My eyes are actually dark brown. Was the day on which you were born an even number or an odd number? Even number. July 24th. You guys all remember. Do you most pride yourself on your kindness, optimism, determination, resilience, imagination, intelligence, or originality? I take pride in my imagination. I like to think that if anyone went inside my head, they would not come out the same. Well, of course this would happen to anyone, but I like to think of the fact that because my imagine is one crazy place. I can think of amazing stories. I can think of lots of things in my head. In fact, I'm thinking of. Sometimes I would even think of crazy ideas for dishes and food because I want to be a cook. And I'm even working on. If you guys never heard of this app, it's called Webtoon. It's a really awesome app. I think you guys should check it out. It's like a webcomic app. I'm working on writing my own webtoon. I'm not much of an artist, but I think maybe I can have like a friend of mine help me out with that. But doing the writing is most important. In fact, some people who write books and such with pictures in them, they actually work together with an illustrator or artist. It's not always the case where the writer and the illustrator is the same. So I think that's why I think I take part in my imagination because I can think of a lot of fun things in my head. Traveling alone down a deserted road, you reach a crossroads. Do you continue left towards the sea, ahead towards the forest, or right towards the castle? Chances are the castle's haunted. Chances are the sea's got some nasty things. And another chance for the forest, possibly a Dementor or two. Screw it. Castle. At least I'd be away from the rain. If it is raining. Do you most fear fire, darkness, isolation, small spaces, or heights? I don't exactly have a chronic fear of heights per se. In fact, I love looking at places at a high enough view. That's something I've always loved since I was a kid. And there goes all the people with all the fear of heights starting to be like, how the hell would you be so happy about that? I just do. I love looking at a very big view of places. Like say for example, the tallest tower in New York. Me and my parents went to um, uh, the World Trading Center, and it was actually one of the coolest things I've ever been in. We first went into an elevator and it had like a recorded documentary of when New York was first built, and every time we got higher, it would start getting more more towards the present. And as soon as we got to the top floor, I was amazed. I could not believe how the height that we were in. It was so cool to see the view, and I loved it. I couldn't stop looking at the view. It was amazing, and it was a beautiful sunny day. It was definitely one of the best views that I've ever seen. Next to, of course, being in a plane, but yeah. If you're in a tower, I could at least see the buildings without having it look like a map from the distance. Small spaces. I don't really get claustrophobic all the time. I hate small spaces, but my room's pretty small, and oh, if you take a look at the space that I have, uh, but no, I don't have claustrophobia. In fact, I much rather like have like a smaller room because at least then I won't have to. Sorry, my dog came in. At least then I won't have to worry too much about well, cleaning up a big room. Isolation. Isolation. People take isolation a little like they don't take it as badly as they should. Now, of course, you got anti-socialists who don't have a problem with feeling isolated, but we actually do need people in our lives because otherwise we'll go crazy and sooner like look at Tom Hanks for example. He had to play in this movie where he was on a deserted island and he had no one to talk to except for a ball. Imagine in like a few years you're just gonna have that kind of company, a ball. You're just gonna be able to imagine that ball talking to you and possibly even flipping you off when he doesn't even have any hands. So I think out of anything, I'd fear most the darkness, because you have no idea what's there. And while the darkness can be fun sometimes, it's still something dangerous that you shouldn't take lightly. In a chest of magical artifacts, which would you choose? An ornate mirror. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to pick this because I have no idea what ornate is, but no, wait, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm not picking this because I have no idea what that is. A dusty bottle. You shouldn't always judge whatever is in Harry Potter. Sometimes even the weirdest looking things can actually be something amazing, or something that can help you out. A golden key, a silver dagger, cool. A bound scroll, a glittering jewel, or a black glove. I'm not gonna wear a black glove. What if that belonged to some weirdo? I think I'd much rather go for the silver dagger, just because I love to collect different types of weapons, like for example, swords or knives. I actually like weapons. I'm not saying I'm up for guns, in case any of you guys are gonna be assuming that, because remember what school I'm from. We are fighting against gun violence. So no, I'm not saying I own a gun or anything. But if I have the chance, and I kind of do, I want to like own weapons as like a hobby, like swords or flails or chakras, which are supposed to be like these round sword-like blade things. Any kind of weapon at all, even shields, because they're really cool and it seems like a fun hobby to go ahead and collect weapons. Plus, if I collect enough and they all cost a lot, look at that! I got my children's college funds all prepared, and a silver dagger will probably be like 3 college funds. Alder wood with a dragon heartstring core, 13 inches, and surprisingly squishy flexibility, and surprisingly squishy flexibility. Your wand has chosen you. Spread the word. Share your wand. I wasn't actually expecting 13 inches. Now, believe it or not, the wand size in inches actually matters. The first time I heard this, I was in disbelief because I couldn't believe it actually. Alright, there's one more house, and that's the I Love the Morning house. I'm sorry to any of you guys who know this, but I have no idea what this means. I hope that you guys aren't going to be mad. Now, I could just read up on it, but, well, I'm at 24 minutes now, and I really should wrap up this episode so then it doesn't take too long to upload. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this quiz, and whatever I get, you guys explain the importance about it in the comments. Do you prefer to remember or experience?
Which is more important?
Memory or actual experience? I think it's better if you have experience in doing something. Remembering is different from experience. No, wait a minute. What am I saying? If you remember it, that means you did experience it.
But I think what
Remembering means is that you remember whatever you've done in the past. Like I remember everything. Let's say like a photographic memory, I guess. But I think I'd much rather go ahead and choose. I should probably take these off. But I think I'd much rather go ahead and have experience. Experience is always important in cases like these. Where would you least like to find yourself? Imprisoned alone in a silent dungeon. That doesn't sound great. Locked in a crowded cage, standing room alone. Oh, not room alone. Oh, room only. In the dock in court, accused of a crime you did not commit.
we all had those.
Fears. Those fears are where we're committed of a crime that we didn't do.
On the deck of a ship.
As the tidal wave comes over the horizon. I'm the king of the world, Jack. I'm sorry. That just sounds like a Titanic reference right there. Trapped in the attic as the house burns below you. God, that sounds horrifying. No way. On the rope bridge, fraying over the canyon. Ooh. I freaking hate rope bridges. No. Lost in the forest at... Sorry about that. For some reason I was cut off. Anyway. Lost in the forest at night, eyes staring at you through the dark. Okay, would these eyes be friendly? Or would they be threatening? That's the important question right there. But really, I think I'd much rather be... Essentially, if I pick locked in a crowded cage, standing room alone, it'd be the same as picking this one, in the dock in court, accused of a crime you did not commit. But I think out of any situation, I feel like a wizard in this situation, right? So I think I'd much rather be... Well, who am I crowded with? You know what? I'd much rather go for the silent dungeon.
Magic is
Born, in need of work, unique, powerful. Oh, my magic is, not my magic in general.
Now, of course, it'd be kind of
Egotistic for me to say, especially since I don't have magic per se, at all. But it'd be kind of egotistic for me to go ahead and put in that my magic would be powerful. In fact, I think I'd much rather put in need of work. Of course, at some point, with enough practice, my magic or anything at all would be really good. But it's never good to be too overconfident in your skills, even if you're good at it per se. Like my cooking ability, I'm really good at cooking. I'm really good at playing games, but that doesn't mean that I'm better than anyone else. That means that I'm moderately good, but I still need to work on it. I'm not gonna go just because I know how to cook some pasta and pizza doesn't mean I'm gonna open up a restaurant. Because otherwise, chances are I'm gonna find out that it's harder than I thought. That's why you have to go to school for it. That's why you have to study for this kind of thing. Keep that in mind, kids. Don't just be overconfident in your abilities, thinking that you're the best. Try to actually work for it.
my beliefs are.
Hard one. Who am I? Who I am. Constantly evolving. Few but strong. Hard one. I think my beliefs would be few but strong. I have few beliefs, but they're strong. I believe in my beliefs. I don't Sorry, my dog's barking. But anyway, I think I'd much rather go for few but strong. Think of the question you would most like answered. By a person or an all-knowing being or device, which of the following most closely resembles the answer you'd like to hear? Without a shadow of a doubt, never, very soon, it is impossible, yes, I will show you everything, only if you agree. If you come with me, no I didn't, you are, yes you may, only once, if you want to, forever, not for many years.
I think I'd much rather.
Go without a shadow of a doubt, because that's a little more, that actually, that actually seems a little more like a better answer rather than just yes or no.
What would you least.
Like to lose? Reputation, health, luck, dreams, love, or hope? I said this before already with the Patronus question. Hope is important to me. Hope is important to all of us. That's something that we all need. So that would be the least thing that I'd like to lose. I don't want to lose hope at all. I challenge authority, other people's patience,
Convention.
or myself. Okay, here's the thing. I don't actually like to challenge myself. Unless it's something that I'd actually think that I'd be good with in the challenge. Authority, no. I am not a rule breaker. I'm not a lawbreaker. I don't want to try to challenge authority. And other people's patience. I'll admit, I'd like to go ahead and like bust my friends' chops about things. Like I'd like to go ahead and tease them and make them pissed off about something when really we're just gonna laugh it off right after. But at some point, it is gonna be annoying, and I don't want to be known as an annoying friend. So I guess that leaves convention. What does that even mean? I'm, no, it's not a good idea if I pick something that I don't even know what it means.
Well,
Okay, let's try to think of it this way. In the movies, and obviously the books, Harry Potter had to go ahead and challenge the Magic Council, and technically speaking, their authority. So I guess if I would have to, I would challenge. Is that even a good idea to say this in YouTube?
ay vey.
Alright, screw it. Authority. But only if it calls for that. Only if it's right. No curse can work without the victim's secret consent. True or false? That's like asking if you shouldn't shoot the victim without their consent. I mean, that'd be a pretty masochistic victim if you decide to say yes now, wouldn't it? No, that's false. Puckwudgie? Congratulations, you've been sorted into Puckwudgie. Okay. Alright. Well, I guess I'm in Puckwudgie. Named by James Stewart after the fiercely independent magical creature, the Puckwudgie. Puckwudgie House is sometimes considered to represent the heart of a witch or wizard. It is also said that Puckwudgie favors healers.
That's actually really cool.
Cool to hear. That doesn't sound too bad. Alright, alright, I'll accept that. I mean, the symbol looks a little freaky, but other than that, alright, cool. Well then, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please click that like button, subscribe if you want to watch more, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll go ahead and see you next time. Ciao, goodbye, adios, and have a good day.